Hello, welcome back to my channel. Uh, Today's video will be a week 5 preview and picks. As of right now, we are 27, 16, and 1, I believe. Um, and so yeah, sorry for the late video. I've been very busy. Um, so I'm recording this in the middle of the night, trying to upload it with a day before the games actually start. Um, But yeah, be sure to like and subscribe. That really helps with, being a small channel and everything. So yeah, we'll get right into it. First game is the London game. Jags and Bills. The line is 5.5. The Bills favored 5.5. I think I'm gonna take the Bills minus the 5.5. I know it's the London game, and so anything can happen with everyone being kind of off schedule. But if you like the Jags, their offensive line is just cooked, and the Bills have one of the best pass rushes in the league, and Von Miller is supposedly coming back this game. I'd like to take the Jags, but I just don't see it happening. I don't know how they aren't going to be able to throw the ball down the field. Um, they can't. I think they'll be able to run it with ETN, but if they get in a deficit, and they have to throw the ball, it's gonna get ugly. Like Buffalo could bury them. Um, so I'll take the Bills minus 5.5. It could get weird though. Uh, both of these quarterbacks have a little Carson Wentz in them, and what I mean by that is they can look amazing one play, and then the next they just throw it into triple coverage to get it intercepted. Both of these quarterbacks do that. So anything could happen this game, but I'm gonna stick with Buffalo minus 5.5. Next is Baltimore Ravens at Pittsburgh Steelers. These games are always close. They play each other, their division opponents, they play each other twice a year, and every single game they are close. This shouldn't be close at all. The Ravens are looking like a good team. They're a little banged up, and they're missing some players, and some players are going to be out for the season. But they should they should kill this team, right? But these games are always close, no matter what. Tomlin and their defense will keep them in it. So I'm going to take Pittsburgh Steelers plus 4.5 here. Um, Kenny Pickett is supposedly going to play. He's looked pretty bad this so far this season, but I don't even know if it matters. This game could end up like 14-10 or 10-7. It could be a low scoring game. So I'm just going to keep it close with the plus 4.5. Also, this line hasn't moved at all. Um, so that should kind of tell you something. It stayed at 4.5 for the whole week. I've been monitoring it. Um, I'd like to see a little more creativity from the Steelers. Their offense, I don't know if we'll get it, especially against the Baltimore defense. It's gonna be ugly, but good. Like if you like football, this will be a good game. Um, like it'll be physical, a lot of run game, blocking, all that. It'll be great. Next is New Orleans at New England. The Patriots are favored by 1. I'm gonna take them. I think they bounce back here. I think Derek Carr is too injured to really do much. It should be low scoring. Although the Patriots are missing some guys on defense, they're missing their two best players, Judon and Gonzalez, I believe are their names. They're like their two best players on defense, so it's a little concerning. Um, yeah, I'll take the Patriots. I think they bounce back here. I think Bill Belichick will get them right. Mac Jones is horrible, but Derek Carr with an injured shoulder isn't that much better either. So I'll stick with the Patriots, and they're at home. I'll take a money line. Don't take the -1. Take a money line. I'll just let me clear that up. It'll be Patriots money line. Next is Houston at Atlanta. Atlanta is favored by 2. CJ Stroud has looked very good so far, but I'm waiting for when he's gonna have a little come back to earth game where he kind of goes back to looking like a rookie. Like that's how good he's been. He hasn't even looked like a rookie. He looks great. Um, I don't know. It's tough because I really don't want to say put anything on Ritter, but they have a good run game with Robinson, and the Texans kind of struggle with stopping the run, so that should help Ritter. I'm gonna take Atlanta minus the 2. I don't have much else to say about the game other than CJ Stroud is gonna be amazing. He's great. Um, Next is New York Giants at Miami. The spread, the spread is just kept going up. It was like -9, then -10. Now it's -12.5. And what's even crazier is I'm gonna take the -12.5 because I think the Giants are dead. Miami's gonna want to get right game. Their offense is gonna be clicking. Um, New York's defense is awful. They like to blitz every other play, it feels like. And with Tua, he gets the ball out so quick with his receivers. You're not, they don't have the personnel to blitz effectively in the first place. And then if you're going to fail at blitzing, Tua's going to find the right guy and get him the ball really fast. And it's not going to look good for the Giants. 12.5 is a lot, but I don't know. They're at home. I think New York's dead. I'll just take the 12 -12.5. Next is Tennessee at Indiana. Indiana started out as favorites for this game. The line is now +2.5 for them, so they're underdogs now. Um, Tennessee, they have a good run defense. They have good defensive tackles, but outside of that, I don't know what else they have. And they look better at home than away. And this is a division game. Division games are always close. I'm gonna take the Colts +2.5. I'd take that at +3, +3.5. You can lay some juice and avoid a push. I would recommend doing that +3.5. I think Richardson is gonna. I think him and Michael Pittman are gonna really carve up the Tennessee defense. They don't have that great of a secondary, and with their run stopping, with their defensive tackles being able to stop the run, I think Richardson could run it like outside with RPOs and whatnot. Supposedly Indiana's supposed to get Jonathan Taylor back. I don't know how much of a difference that makes because he's been injured a lot. He doesn't even want to play there. So I don't know how that'll be. But I'll take Indiana at home. It seems like the vibes are going well for them right now. They have their coach, their quarterback. JT is back. And I think they're hungry. I think they're going to win this game. I think they'll win it outright, but I'll take them +3.5. Next is Carolina at Detroit. Um, Detroit's favored by 9.5. It's a lot. The Panthers still don't have a win yet. I think the Lions are for real. I think they won't get caught playing lower to their opponent. I think Goff and uh, their coach, I can't remember his name, Dan Campbell. I think Goff and Dan Campbell they stay even. At least that's what it seems like. I don't think they'll play down to their opponent. I'll take them -9.5. Um, for Carolina, it looks bleak for them. I'm not gonna lie. Frank Reich is horrible. Um, Bryce Young does not look good. His body just isn't like big enough for the NFL level. He's already had to miss a game, and it's bad. Like they are potentially going to be bad enough for Caleb Williams, but they traded this year's pick to Chicago, and then they used it to draft Bryce Young, and it looks like they're going to miss out on Caleb Williams because of it. And you traded DJ Moore, who's a great receiver. And it's just like you traded all that for Bryce Young. Like, what are you doing? Everyone knew this would happen. Everyone knew Bryce Young would get injured. Everyone knew he wouldn't be good at the NFL level. It's only 4 games, so he could turn it around. I shouldn't be saying he's completely dead, but it's like, man, you could have had Caleb Williams potentially. Um, Also, I think you just got to pick against Carolina until they win. That's something we did with Chicago, and they finally won on Thursday night. But they had 4 losses before that, so that's 4 wins. For the channel for the picks on the channel. Um, so yeah, Detroit minus 9.5. Next, we got Philadelphia at Los Angeles Rams. Philadelphia is favored by 4. This line has gone from 6.5 to 5 to 4. This one's going to be tough. They got a lot of injuries in the secondary, Philly. Um, if the defensive line can't get to Stafford quick enough, him and Cup and Nakua are just going to carve up the defense. And Fletcher Cox is out. I don't know how much that'll affect the pass rush. Probably a little bit because he's been playing great, even though he's old. He's been playing great. The offensive line is banged up, and they have to play Aaron Donald. I don't know. As an Eagles fan, I'm a little worried here. I'm gonna take the Rams +4. I don't like it. I mean, I don't like my Eagles heading into here. I think this could be their first loss. So yeah, Rams +4, and I am terrified. Next, we got Cincinnati at Arizona. Cincinnati's favored by 3. In the books, this line has stayed here all week. The sports books really want you to take Cincinnati, and that's kind of fishy. Like they're just begging people to take Cincinnati, and I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna take Arizona +3. Joe Burrow's hurt. Something looks wrong with them. They aren't right. He can't throw. He can't move. Maybe he'll look better. I heard reports that he's supposedly feeling better, but we won't know until we watch. Um, so before I can pick Cincinnati, I need to see them actually look like a competent offense. You know, Arizona, they play hard every game. They don't give up. I know it sounds cliche, but it's true. They just play hard. And I think if they hit Burrow a couple times, it could get ugly. I'll take Arizona +3. They're at home too. Next, we have New York Jets at Denver Broncos. Denver's favored by 2.5. I don't really know what I'm gonna do with this game because the Jets defense. It's like so. For example, it's weird. This game's weird. Like Denver's offense is their strong suit, and then New York's defense is their strong suit. New York's offense with Zach Wilson could be very bad. He looked good last week, but this could be. I just don't know because Denver's defense is horrible. Um, so it's like a good offense against a good defense, and then a bad offense versus a bad defense. I'll take Denver minus the 2.5. I think they probably feel like they can get going with their win last week. I I don't know. It's kind of tough. I don't know how to read this game, to be honest. I'll just take Denver minus the 2.5. Next, we got Kansas City at Minnesota. Kansas City is favored by 4.5. I'm going to take Minnesota. The Chiefs' offense hasn't looked right this year, except for the Chicago game, but that's kind of an outlier because Chicago is so bad. Uh, their offense just hasn't looked good this year. I think Kirk and Jefferson are gonna have a good game. Uh, I don't know. Minnesota's defense kind of scares me, but Kansas City's offense, something is up with them, I think. But Kansas City's defense is pretty good. I think this is just going to be somewhat low scoring game, or maybe not. I don't know. I haven't looked too much into this one, but I had to film the video because it's already the end of the week. I'll just take Minnesota plus the 4.5 because the Chiefs, they never cover anyways. But they'll win, but they just won't cover it, in my opinion. Next, we have Dallas at San Francisco. This is the game of the week. Some would say these are the best two teams in the NFC. I think top three teams in the NFC. San Francisco is favored by 3.5. I'm surprised this isn't like 8 or 9. I don't know. We've seen San Francisco just own Dallas for the past couple years. I don't see how Dallas wins this game. I don't. San Francisco's just so loaded, and they're at home. Uh, Seems like when Dallas has a big win, it seems like they come back next week like a little shaky. I don't know why that is, but they just had a big win last week, so I'm wondering maybe they aren't going to be as dialed in. I know it sounds kind of silly, but it's just what it looks like when you watch them. And unfortunately for Dallas, like this is kind of a lose-lose situation. You know what I mean by that? It's like if they go in and lose to San Francisco, it's going to be like, oh, same old Dallas. You know, they aren't going to do anything. But if they win, people are just going to say, oh, do that in the playoffs. And to be honest, it's kind of fair. I get that. It's just something to think about, I guess. Um, so yeah, San Francisco minus 3.5. The Monday night game, Las Vegas at Green Bay. I'll take I'll take Green Bay plus the 2. Um, I don't know. Vegas playing with a backup quarterback, and they just can't win games. They get so close, and then their coach will screw up, or there will be an interception or fumble. They just can't win. They can't figure out how to win close games. So I'll take Green Bay here. I think they're kind of on the same level too. Um, yeah. So sorry for kind of short video and getting it out late. I was just busy this week. I was thinking I was gonna add a thing to my videos about if like the season ended today, who would be in the Super Bowl, who would be MVP, defensive player, all that. I haven't really worked it through too much, but I think it's something I'll add to my channel. Um, Speaking of which, I also when you go back to the Rams Eagles game here, I think you should take Matthew Stafford's over uh, because the secondary is injured and he's the Cup and Nakua are just going to carve them up. I think. Let me find the player props here so I can find. All right, well, I don't know. I can't find it. If the Super Bowl was today, I think everyone would agree it's probably the Niners and Bills. They look like the two best teams from their divisions, and that hurts me as a Philadelphia fan. But they look like the best team in the NFC. And the Bills, like when the Bills play like how they've played this past week, I don't think anyone can beat them. And granted, it's not like Josh Allen is going to play like that all the time, but I don't know. I They look like the best team in the AFC with Kansas City's offense not looking good. And they just beat Miami last week, so granted, Miami could beat them at some point, but yeah. Speaking of the Stafford over passing yards, you can grab um his over at I'm sorry, I'm using my bookie. They're kind of shitty. Um, I don't know. I can't find the player props. I apologize. If anyone would like to sponsor me, and I'll use your sports book, but until that happens. So yeah, that'll be it for this video. Again, sorry for it not kind of being a shitty video. I just had to get this out quick. I'll do a more in-depth breakdown review at Sunday night. And yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. A small channel, trying to grow it a bit.